Hey everyone, what's up? It is about 12:01 p.m. on this Sunday. Like I said, it's about 12:01 on this Sunday afternoon, 12:02 actually now. And yeah, as you can see, I am live. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I am going to test that out right now. Hold on for a sec. I'm going to test that right now. I think may have been, if you guys can hear me, I think what may have happened the last time I tried to do a live stream, I had the mic over on this end a little further away, so you guys couldn't really see me. It wasn't right in front of me, and when I tried to move it, it didn't work. So we'll see if it's the mic that's causing any kind of trouble or what's going on, because I don't think it should be. But hopefully you guys can hear me here. Hopefully you guys can hear me here. All right, that's all I wanted to make sure right there. All right, so yeah, it was basically I had the mic away from my. All right, so yeah, it was basically I had the mic away from my. All right, so yeah, it was basically I had the mic away from my. I don't know what that was about. I don't have no premium setting. What the heck? I didn't go for YouTube Premium. I don't know what that was about. That's kind of weird. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what that was about. It says YouTube Premium or something. I don't remember watching YouTube Premium, having YouTube Premium or whatever that was. That was weird. Anyway, though, yeah, I wanted to come on here and talk about some MLP stuff. And basically, talk about a few things that I've talked about before already. And matter of fact, I want to make sure I know I can remember what I'm. Here it is. Yeah, I just wanted to talk about stuff from like the 8th anniversary to the best gift ever to talking about what I mentioned a couple days ago when it centers around the best gift ever, as well as Cozy Glow getting imprisoned. Little bit of spoilers on season 8 finale, and while others like Starlight didn't, and much more. So let's talk about the 8th anniversary first. I know that a lot of people would assume, well, 10th anniversary is a big deal. And it is a big deal. It is definitely a very big deal. But here's the problem. Season 9 is touted as being the last season of Friendship is Magic. That's unless, hear me out. That's unless between now and events like BabsCon, San Diego Comic-Con, BronyCon, and even at the latest, New York Comic-Con 2019, between any of those big events, BabsCon 2019 or BabsCon 2019, San Diego Comic-Con 2019, BronyCon 2019, which is going to be the last one unfortunately, unless something changes. And New York Comic Con 2019 at the latest, that unless something comes up and unless during one of those 4 major events, we get the announcement that there will be a 10th season that's given us a full decade's worth of Friendship is Magic. Season 9 is pretty much the end of the current run, the current generation. And that's why a lot of fans apparently are really looking at the 8th anniversary and possibly the 9th anniversary as a big deal for them, as big events celebrating the fandom, because I think when you look at the fandom itself, I mean, you go back almost a decade's worth here. Well, 8 years, 8 seasons. You go back a decade's worth. Hold on for a sec. Just checking on something there. But like I said, sorry about that. But like I said, you go back a decade's worth. And again, I know where I got the premium from, honestly. Again, I know where I got the premium from, honestly. Hold on for a sec. Again, I know where I got the premium from, honestly. Hold on for a sec. Just looking at something here real quickly. Got a lot of playlists on here, I'll tell you that. But anyway, let's see. I think they might just be going through a test or something, because I've never experienced that before. But anyway, oh yeah, I mean, you take a look at the fandom. You take a look at the fandom, if you will, and it's kind of amazing, I think, to anybody that watches, or yeah, to anybody that may pay attention to the fandom and be like, why do you have adults? Why do you have these adults, these men and women in their 20s, the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, and all that? Why do they enjoy this show when it's originally meant for young girls? What did it accomplish? Stuff like that. It's like, what did it accomplish? What did it do? I think the biggest question that anybody has when they see fans like us, even 8 years later, being, celebrating the fandom and celebrating the longevity of the show and these characters, I think the biggest question anybody has is what caused this to happen? And I think the overall answer would be just what Lauren Faust intended to happen happened. She wanted a show for the entire family to enjoy, but she didn't anticipate that she was going to get more adult fans than kid fans because of the way sometimes episodes would be presented, even during the time she was on the show or she was behind the scenes of the show. So yeah, It's kind of why I think a lot of adult fans like the show. It's like I said before one time in a video. My Little Pony Friendship is Magic gives you that nostalgic feel like this is the kind of show that could have been aired in any decade and it would have worked and been a success. It just happened to debut during a time when a show like this, no matter whether or not it was animated or live action, it came at a time when a show like this was desperately needed. It came at a time like I think what is the saying people use for shows like Adventure Time when it debuted around the same time frame. It debuted during the beginning of a renaissance, a resurrection, a rebirth of good quality overall entertainment, family, adult oriented, mature, whatever. It came at a time when when the renaissance for good quality animation, good quality storytelling, good quality characters was needed, and it came at the right time. People tout Adventure Time for being in that category. People tout Steven Universe for being in that category. You know, people tout Transformers Prime doing because it was still going even in the debut of Friendship is Magic. They tout that as being part of that category. Basically, all these shows that you look at the majority of the audience that enjoys them, and a majority of them are fans like me, adults like me. It's because it's come at a time where the people behind the scenes are like, you know what? These people don't need to have their intelligence insulted anymore. They need good quality entertainment that they can enjoy with the kids and not say, here, watch Teletubbies for the next 2 hours. I'm going to go mow the lawn or something. It's like My Little Pony Friendship is Magic came at that time where now you wouldn't have to worry about that. You could just sit down and enjoy it with your kid, and you might end up enjoying it more than they will. I mean, they might grow out of the state of enjoying certain shows like Friendship is Magic, Adventure Time, Steven Universe, and whatnot, but you won't. You'll be like, man, this is pretty good. I'm going to watch more of it. That's why it has gained such a fan base because it came at a time when good quality animation and storytelling and all that was needed. Like I said, you take a look at Adventure Time, you take a look at Steven Universe, you take a look at Transformers Prime, you take a look at all these. And you know what, one of the things that the narrator said in that documentary that Stars did several years ago. See, Stars several years ago did a documentary on anime called Anime a Revolution or something, creating a revolution. One of the things that narrator pointed out was the fact that a lot of the shows at the time of that documentary and even now, a lot of the shows that was being created are being created by those that grew up on them. And have somewhat of an understanding as to what fans want to see. And Lauren Faust, she grew up on the original G1, which I'm sure Megan McCarthy and Nicole Dubach did as well. And they pretty much know, hey, there are parts of this that made it entertaining and fans enjoyed. Let's take those elements. Let's take elements of what fans enjoyed of My Little Pony Tales, and even bits of elements of G3, mix it all together, and you got G4, and guess what? It worked. I mean, a lot of people tout, what was it, the 2012 to 2018 Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as being good because it was part of this, because again, it was part of this renaissance, this resurgence, but it was made by people that grew up on the franchise, and those people that grew up on the franchise took all the good elements of every single interpretation, mixed it together, and gave us what we had in the 2012 to 2018 series. That's what they did. and fans loved it. Fans enjoyed it. Fans praised it. I mean, at first fans are like, "Nah, it won't work. It won't be anything." Guess what happened? It became a hit. It became such a hit. Nickelodeon decided, you know what? You know what? Let's take it another step. Let's do some 2 new live action movies and go from there. That's what they did. That's how successful this was. Like I said, that's how successful this was. And I don't think you could deny that. And the same is said for Friendship is Magic. Friendship is Magic is that amalgamation of everything that was good about the previous 3 generations that fans actually enjoyed and that these people knew fans actually enjoyed. It's an amalgamation of all that put together, and that's why it's good. I mean, the characters are great. The storytelling at most times is great. I mean, yeah, there are a few hiccups here and there, but most of the time, the positives associated with the show outweigh the negatives. They really do. They really do. And that is why you have fans of the show. You know, that is why you have adult fans of the show, because there's a lot of storytelling, character developing, world building, and even pop culture referencing that some young kids may not understand or get, but we would. I mean, why do you think they took the chance in what they did with the season 8 finale and making a young kid the villain, making a young filly the villain? You know, it might be good for a laugh for the young kids, but you kind of get the idea that, oh, wait a minute, this is a child prodigy. She's a lot smarter than we give her credit for. What if she got what if she got a taste of power and got corrupted by it? There you go. There you go. Or something like that. Basically what I'm saying here is, you know, there are things like that you know, you may question as an adult as to why would they do that, but then after you think about it, you're like, oh yeah, you know, she did this, she did that, and if you don't lock her up and you let her get her way, she grows up, she's going to be more dangerous, stuff like that. It's really that kind of storytelling that you get a kick out of, that you can sit back and understand. And if a young child has a question about it, you could say, look, you know, this is why. You can explain to them in a way as to why Cozy Go got locked up, why maybe the purpose is, maybe the putting her in there so that throughout time they could just keep an eye on her, and then when they feel the time is right and she's ready, they can get her rehabilitated or have a better understanding of, okay, this is what friendship is really about, not this. You know, so yeah, it's storylines like that. I mean, Shadow plays a good one. Here's the other thing: Fame and Misfortune. Despite how we feel about it, despite how we all feel about Fame and Misfortune, there's a lot of things people have pointed out when they've talked about that review. Josh Scorcher even pointed out that, you know, how the fact that one of the references they put in there was the Communist Manifesto. You know, the whole Russian communist thing back in the day, and how that was a big deal. That would fly over the head of a young child, of a young kid. They'd be like, well, what's that? What is she referencing? Why is she saying manifesto? I mean, the kid might be like, oh, I remember she did this, but what does she mean by manifesto? You know, they wouldn't understand. They wouldn't get like the connection, if you will. They wouldn't get it. And that's why this show is so good, because they will reference and acknowledge things that only adults get, And here's the thing, they don't talk down to the adults, nor at times do they talk down to the kids. The only thing kids are more interested in is basically, when is this going to get advertised in the show so I can have a better opportunity to buy it, kind of deal. That's all they're interested in. They're only interested in, oh, I want to get the next toy. It's like, let me be careful here for a second. It's like they see this, and then they see the main six, and they're like, ooh, I want to get that. I want to have the whole main six. Oh, there's a toy about it. Oh, goody. That's the main priority to a kid. And, that's one of the things that people have kind of argued Hasbro's thing with Fame and Misfortune about. But point is, all the kid is interested in is something like that. Yeah, they might be intrigued by the stories and everything and whatnot and stuff like that, but to them, all that really matters is what the next toy is, or what the next accessory in that toy line will be, is going to get advertised. That's all these kids want to know. They want to know what the next toy is going to be, or what the next accessory is going to be. That's what they want to know. They don't want to know about, a manifesto or stuff like that, or, I don't care about this and that. They care about toys. That's all it is. But that's not the only other reason why Friendship is Magic has lasted so long. They've lasted long because of the great storytelling, the great characters, and all that don't talk down to any fan base of any age, especially the adults. And Hasbro, believe it or not, they recognize that. They say, hey, these adults have been the reason why we've been a success. Yes, and why the show has been around for so long. No, I'm fine. Don't worry. But yeah, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. The show has lasted for as long as it has because of what it's become and the fans that are behind it. And the creative staff, whether we agree with some of the decisions they make or not, they see that. They understand that. I mean, honest truth. 6 years ago, I did a video, and you can see it here on my YouTube channel, where it says, I'm not a brony. And I went on there, and I rewatched a little bit of it. And I rewatched another video where I talked about this as well, about one of the documentaries based on bronies. And yeah, I admit when I was talking about the documentary, you can kind of see that my interest in Friendship is Magic was growing a lot more, to the point that I would watch the show probably and enjoy it and get a kick out of it. But I wasn't at the state that, well, obviously myself and any other fans have gotten to, and that is, collecting, the figures, the plushies, getting t-shirts. I wasn't at that stage yet, but now I am. Now I am at that stage. And like I said, 6 years ago, I did that I'm Not a Brony video. And within that span of, what was it, a year or two, I started, my interest started to peak even more, because I started to see what people were talking about. And then all of a sudden, boom, you move here to Newman, California, and the realization hits you, hey, I'm collecting all this stuff, but I'm not a brony. I try to deny it. You know what? I'm not denying it anymore. I am. And that's the effect the show has. There's a lot of people, believe it or not, in the MLP community, the MLP Rift Cafe, the MLP Rift Cafe community, from Silver Quill, Lightning Bliss, Golden Fox, Cosmic Keyframe, Dr. Wolf, aka Dr. Wolf 001, Map, aka Ms. Anthropony, Thespio, Dal Wilsonator, Katie Patterson, aka Midnight Sonata, And the list goes on. Josh Scorcher, Firebrand, Ariana, I mean, Aramau, no, Ari, the fiery secretary. Finn the pony, cartoon gentleman. The list, like I said, just goes on and on of of these um, of these people, of these fans that basically they started out probably the same way I did. They're like, oh, I'll give it a chance, and probably won't as you know they probably won't be they probably won't be successful and all that. And the more they would keep watching, the more they'd be like, wow, this show's pretty good. It's actually kind of funny. It's actually telling stories that may go over the heads of the intended audience. And that's, again, like I said, I believe where it just started, where you just gave it a chance. You watch several episodes, maybe the season, you get the idea of, hey, this is pretty good. It feels like it's not really intended for that young audience. It's intended for me. It's intended for the older fans in mind. And I think a lot of people appreciate that. I really do. I think a lot of people appreciate that. They appreciate the fact that you got something here that doesn't talk down to them, and they can thoroughly enjoy. So yeah, it's amazing to see how long this fandom, this show has lasted as it is. Especially when you take a look at where it came from. You know what I'm saying? Like you wouldn't expect a show like this to last as long as it did, but it has. And again, it wouldn't surprise me between now and the four major events that I mentioned: BabsCon, New York Comic Con, BronyCon, San Diego Comic Con next year, that we get an announcement of a possible 10th season. But speaking of that, let's transition into our next topic as I go check on something real quickly. Hold on. You're just checking on something there. But like I said, let's transition to something else. As we all know, basically a week from this Wednesday is Halloween. But if you go into any retail store like where I work, you'll notice that, yeah, they're setting up for Halloween. They've gotten ready for Halloween. They're selling costumes, candy, decorations. But you also notice there's a mixture in there of a little bit of harvest, Thanksgiving, and then on one end of the spectrum, you have Christmas. And boy, do you have Christmas. You have a lot of Christmas. So it shouldn't be much of a surprise to anybody when they saw what the debut date would be for the best gift ever, which is not the first, but in a sense is My Little Pony Friendship is Magic Christmas special, Hearts-Warming Eve special. Again, it's not the first time My Little Pony Friendship is Magic has done a hearts-warming episode or a special episode. They've done it throughout the season. They've done it throughout their run. They did it. They did it in the first. I think what was it, in the first or second season. They did it in season I know. I think they did it. What did they do it in the first or second season? I think they may have done the third season. Hold on. Let me check something here. Second season. That's what it was. It was the second season. They did Heartswarming Eve. And then I think about 2 seasons later, they did Heartsbreakers. And then 2 seasons later after that, or season after that, they did Heartswarming Tale, which was their take on, which is their take, I should say, on A Christmas Carol. And now they're doing this one, which is basically, like I said, now they're doing this one, which is basically the first full-length 44-minute special based in Friendship is Magic, because a lot of the full-length 44-minute mini movies or specials have always been Equestria Girl related. This is the first one for Friendship is Magic, and it's a Christmas one. But it's now here's the thing. The one thing that a lot of fans have about this is they're happy it's happening, and the plot is basically a Secret Santa plot, if you will, which is kind of good. And I've already discussed who I think is going to get who. I mean, I pretty much looked at the fact that it's sort of given away that Rainbow Dash got Fluttershy, if you look at the trailer, that Applejack may have got Pinky, and Pinky got Twilight. So you think, well, who else would get who? And pretty much I figured out that Rarity is going to get Spike, Fluttershy is going to get Rarity, you know. Applejack's going to get Twilight, and Spike's going to get Rainbow Dash. That it pretty much feels like it. That's where they're heading with who's going to get who. But it's not a call. But what they call it is a heartwarming helper, not Secret Santa. So anyway, though, the one thing that a lot of fans have issue with this, even though it's going to be probably very good, is the fact that it's airing during October, and mostly 4 days before Halloween. And I look at it like this. What Discovery Family is doing is no different than what you would see in a retail store. In a retail store, again, like I said, because I work at one, you have a mixture of Halloween and Christmas. One section of the store, like the main area where people come in and they walk down one alley near the registers and all that. The front end, if you will, the front end is going to be Halloween based, Halloween centered. But the moment Halloween ends, and heck, even before that, that's when you start transitioning over to Christmas. You have a little bit of Thanksgiving mixed in there to remind people, yeah, Thanksgiving comes first, but now you have a little bit of Christmas. But there's more Christmas being emphasized. So anyway, that pretty much is, that's pretty much how you have to view this Best Gift Ever story. That based in when it's airing. It's airing at a time to where, yes, you should be having a Halloween special instead of a Christmas one. But again, is it any different than going into a retail store and seeing, Christmas items on one end and Halloween on the other? I mean, heck, you got a town or a hotel or a store actually, in Michigan somewhere, or up in the northwest, if you will, up north in the northwest or northeast or right in the middle, that celebrates Christmas 365 days a year or 366 days a year, depending on the leap year. So is it any different than that? No, it's not really. And is it any different than someone than a cable channel or a company deciding, hey, let's take our cable channel and do Christmas in July. Is it any different than that? No. So, Best Gift Ever coming out on October 27th shouldn't be a big deal. I mean, you already have the animated series based on DreamWorks' Home movie, their special Home for the Holidays, already being released on DVD. So it shouldn't be that much of a difference. It shouldn't be that big of a deal, if you know what I mean. So I look at it like the earlier is probably the better. And for me, it's going to be coming on 10 a.m. in the morning. I have it DVR'd. So I'll probably be recording it the next day if I don't record it that day onto DVD. So yeah, does it look good? Absolutely. Looks great. I mean, I like the fact that they're bringing in their interpretation of reindeer, pony-fied version of reindeer. So it's nice to see that. It's nice to see they're still continuing in the Big Mac Sugar Bell deal. So something's going to come out of that, I'm pretty sure, in this one. So it's nice to see that. And it's nice to see, like I say, they're doing all the things that kind of reference past seasons and events. And hopefully out of all this, we'll get a good Christmas special to really enjoy throughout the holiday season or throughout the Christmas season. So yeah. Best Gift Ever. I like it. Is it, like I said, does the fan base thoroughly agree that having it come on October 27th, this Saturday, is a good idea? Not really, but it's probably the only time they have right now. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're going to re-air it as we get into the Christmas season, probably in prime time as well. But right now, I think they pretty much figure, well, fans are going to probably want more from season 8, so here we'll tack this on as well. That's what I'm guessing. As a matter of fact, if people want to know why certain listings online and on cable guides are saying episode 24, 25 for School Raise, which is actually incorrect. It's actually episodes 25, 26 for School Raise. That's RAZE for Raise. Because I know the closed captioning on YouTube is not the best. Hopefully they fix it. I'm pretty sure they're good at that. Anyway, like I said, the episode listing for School Raise, as people have noticed, is episodes 24 to 25, which, like I said, is incorrect. It's actually 25 and 26. This would be, if they wanted to count it as an episode, Best Gift Ever, episode 27. But it's not. And I think that's where the confusion comes in. So, yeah, episodes 25 and 26 are exactly as you know them. That is the season 8 2-part finale. And Best Gift Ever is just a Christmas special that is being interpreted as an episode part of season 8 or whatever. But speaking of Best Gift Ever, I talked about this a couple of days ago, and I just want to reiterate what I said. You see, a couple of days ago, I asked the question if Best Gift Ever was the start of something to come after Generation 4 is done, after Friendship is Magic has been completed, which we're not sure when that may be. Right now, like I said, it's touted to be season 9, but that could all change. So the question mainly is it the start of something to come afterwards? In other words, is this the first of many 44-minute to 1-hour mini movies, or I should say, or is it also the beginning of direct-to-video, movies based in Generation 4? Because like I mentioned in that video, There's a lot of stories you could tell that fans are going to want to have, or fans are going to want to see told. And you're still going to have a lot of plot holes and questions that fans are going to want to see get filled and answered. You know, we the fans want to admit it or not, they'll probably want to know more about what happened to Applejack's parents and will she see them again. They're going to want to know more about Spike's origins and who his real family is. They're going to want to know more about Celestia and Luna. You know, there's going to be certain moments. There are going to be certain plot holes, stories, questions, and all that fans are going to want to have answers to. And if the best gift ever is the start of something that is going to be a new trend for Friendship is Magic, and that is every year, and maybe even more so after the Generation 4 is over, even more so after that, you know, are we going to end up getting these 44-minute to 1 hour mini movies and possible hour and a half, 90-minute feature-length films that are direct to video, based around, if not, you know, staying within Generation 4? You know, it makes you wonder. You know, it makes you wonder if this is just the start of things to come after Generation 4. And like I said in the video, I have this strong feeling it is. Because here's the thing. Hasbro could have done the best gift ever at any time throughout the series run. Why are they doing it now? Why are they doing it now? You got to ask yourself that question. Why are they doing it now? And my thought, honestly, is I think they're going to try to start something along the lines of what they did when they started to establish Equestria Girls. When they started, because remember, when they started to establish Equestria Girls, how did they do it? They did it with 4 feature-length films that were direct-to-video. Sometimes they get a one-night premiere or one-night showing in theaters, but still, it was mostly 4 direct-to-video feature-length films. And you would have a special, you would have probably a short here and there. You'd have afterwards several 30-minute to 44-minute specials like Mirror Magic, Dance Magic, Movie Magic, Forgotten Friendship, Road to Friendship. Heck, you got a new one upcoming now, where they end up going through some portal they didn't even know was there or in the area that it's in, which is an island. And as everybody saw in the trailer at San Diego Comic-Con, you have Twilight, Sunset, and Rainbow Dash of Equestria Girls going through this portal and becoming the freaking Friendship is Magic personas. The only difference with Twilight is this is a Twilight that doesn't have her alicorn status. So, yeah. Basically, you got that upcoming as well, and that's helping to reaffirm the Equestria Girls as well, to really establish them. If you catch my drift. You know, if you catch my drift, it helps. It has helped and is still helping to establish Equestria Girls, you know, as being connected to Friendship is Magic as well as its own thing. And here's the thing. Friendship is Magic, I think, best gift ever, I believe, is a test, I should say, by Hasbro to see if fans would enjoy seeing something like that with Friendship is Magic, but with stories that take place after Generation 4 is done. But they stay within the realm of Generation 4. And just saying, you know, to me, it sounds like it's a possibility. It sounds like it's an obvious possibility. Anyway, besides that, there is another. So, in conclusion with that, do I think this is the start of something that's going to continue after Generation 4 is done? Absolutely. You know, will it be a success? Will Best Gift Ever be a success to make that happen? Absolutely. Will anything that comes after it be a success? We'll have to wait and see. But anyway, enough about that. I think the other thing I was going to talk about here is Cozy Glow. Now, there's no doubt that Cozy Glow, and I said this before, was, is, or is/was the villain that MLP FIM, My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, has needed, or was in need of and has needed. Because yeah, we've had some true antagonists. Excuse me. We've had some true antagonists, from T-Rex, the Pony of Shadows in a sense, even Starlight Glimmer herself, Queen Crystallis. You get the idea. King Sombra, Nightmare Moon. We've had some truly, um, how do I put this? We've had some truly malevolent, well, I wouldn't say malevolent, or malevolent, I should say. We've had some truly malevolent antagonists. Now, some of these antagonists have been redeemed from Nightmare Moon being Luna, Starlight Glimmer for what she did, Sunset Shimmer on the Equestria Girls side, Pony of Shadows, Stygian. So we've had some redemptions. Not a lot of fans agreed with it, but we've had them. We've had. But Cozy Glow is in that category of characters that have not been redeemed and don't feel any remorse for what they did. It's kind of like the sirens in Friendship Rocks, the second Equestria Girls movie. It's kind of like them. Like, they don't have any remorse or regret for what they did. And yet, even though they were defeated, they have no regret or no remorse. The same at Cozy Glow here. Cozy Glow, despite being defeated, has no remorse for what she did. I mean, when Twilight asked her why you did this, and Cozy Glow gave her explanation of, hey, friendship is power, and if I'm head mayor here, I can have more friends than you. And then basically afterwards, after Twilight basically said, look, yeah, friendship is powerful, but power is not the reason you make friends. And, I'm sorry I couldn't get through to you about that. And then the student 6, the young 6 come up behind her and say, hey, don't feel bad. You succeeded with us. Just because you didn't succeed with her, you did succeed with us. And that's a win. And the fact that Cozy Glow didn't show any remorse after that, saying, and basically mocking 3 of the elements of loyalty, honesty, generosity, blah, blah, blah. And basically saying, hey, if I can't do this here, I'll go elsewhere and do it. Not feeling any remorse. And, even at the end, that ending shot of her asking T-Rex if he wants to be friends, and kind of like giving us a bit of a cliffhanger, if you will, if that's what they're doing, if that's their intention, then, then yeah, a lot of people that have sided with the fact that Cozy Glow got what she deserved are absolutely correct. But then there are those that look at the fact that, okay, Cozy Glow did this. And then someone used, I don't know if it was a meme or something on Facebook, where they had 4 pictures. One of them was Cozy Glow. The other was Starlight. The other was Crystallis. And I don't know who the other was. Crystallis. Let me check on Facebook. I saw that somewhere. But it was Crystallis. It was Crystallis. It was Starlight, Glimmer. Did they have Sunset in there? I'm not really sure. They may have had the Pony of Shadows. But anyway, they mentioned basically this meme said no punishment, no punishment, no punishment. When it got to Cozy Glow, it said imprisoned. And here's the thing. They have yet to catch Crystallis. That's one thing. They have yet to catch Crystallis. So once they catch her and she's the same way, like unredeemable, then she'll end up in Tartarus. Pretty much a done deal. But, they compare what Cozy Glow did to Starlight. Here's the thing. What Starlight did was bad. Don't get me wrong about that. Everybody, even Will, Thespio, that's Thespio, even Thespio, which is spelled Thepsio, Dal Wilsonator, pretty much feels the same way. It's like, even Map, Anthropony, Ms. Anthropony feels the same way. It's like, so wait a minute. This child does what she does and she ends up in Tartarus. Starlight does what she does and she gets no punishment. But here's the thing. I think Map may have mentioned this, that she was ready to face punishment, but what Twilight decided was, look, you have potential to be great, to be a great pony. Basically what Twilight saw was, look, you lost your faith in friendship, and the only reason you're doing what you did was because of the fact that you were angry and you didn't know what else to do. And that's why, she went, because she didn't, basically, from what everybody has said, you take a look at the Bronies reaction video to the analysis Bronies react video to the season 6 premiere. And Keyframe and Golden Fox pretty much bring up a good point. I think they said this during the reaction to the season 5 finale, is that basically what happened to Starlight happened to her at a young age, and she had no one to comfort her in this situation or have her get an understanding as to why it happened. Because to her, Sunburst was that support she needed to help her out, to help her control that magic. So she pretty much felt that, her thought process, well, if I can't have a friend, and I can't have her thought process, if I do this, then nobody gets cutie marks and I won't lose my friend. Not counting on the potential of what she would cause. So yeah, basically she could have faced punishment. She was willing to probably serve time in Tartarus. But Twilight's look, I know where you're coming from. I get it. And you have potential, and your magic has potential to be used for the right reasons. So I'm going to take you. So I'm going to do what Celestia did with me. I'm going to take you under my wing, and I'm going to help reteach you all the things about friendship and how to use that magic you have for the right reasons. And lo and behold, whether you like it or not, you take a look at the season 6 finale, and pretty much things came full circle for Starlight. And heck, you want to go even further, you take a look at season 7 and mostly the finale there, and how she again was able to come up with the concept of, hey, maybe there's a misunderstanding because I've been there. Twilight helped me with that, so I've been there, so maybe I know what I'm talking about, kind of deal. Which we find out she was, found out that she indeed did know. She had redemption. She was willing to redeem herself. She was willing to listen to Twilight. She was willing to see the consequences of her actions. She was willing, like I said, to listen to Twilight and actually give friendship a chance. She could have easily said, no, I'm not going to do that. She could have changed things. She could have changed history for good and caused a disaster to happen, but she was willing to give friendship a chance. And what happens in the premiere? She reconnects with her friend again, and they've been reconnected ever since. That being Sunburst. So, so should have so basically, should have Starlight suffered the same fate as Cozy Glow? When you think about it, yes, but the way it was presented is she was willing to accept friendship. I mean, she even offered friendship to Chrysalis, who refused it. So what does that tell you? What does that tell you? If she's willing to accept giving friendship another chance, there is good in her. It's like basically, when you think about it, Twilight, even though she didn't agree with what Starlight was doing, understood her reasoning. Like, she was upset. She lost her friend. She didn't know what to do. She wants her friend back. She wants to reignite that friendship. She wants to go back before he got his cutie mark to be like, no, don't get cutie mark kind of deal. Or get in front of him and say, see, that's me. Don't leave me kind of deal. Even though her intention was to either do that or, like I said, to make sure nobody got a cutie mark so that she wouldn't feel lonely again, she was still willing to give friendship a second chance and pay for her actions. Because basically, all that happened, when you think about it with Starlight, is over time, when we got to the cutie remark and we got to that climax, over time, all that happened with Starlight was she had a mental and emotional breakdown. That's all it was. And she needed someone to comfort her and make her understand that, hey, things are, the past is in the past and there's nothing you could do about it. So, which is kind of funny, seeing as though about 2 season finales later, in an Analysis Bronies React video, you have Will and Katie basically reprising what Twilight said to Starlight in season 5. Anyway, but yeah, Starlight was willing to reform. She was willing to give friendship a second chance, and she was even ready to accept her punishment. But what happened? They all agreed, look, what you did was wrong, but we all see where you're coming from. We get it. You want friendship. You want people you want friends that are always going to be there with you and help you out. And that's what happened. And again, you take a look at the result at the beginning of season 6. But Cozy Glow, you take a look at everything she did. She associated herself with Turek. She even went as far as to manipulate him in some way, because it takes Twilight basically to use reverse wording, and it takes Twilight basically to take it. What I'm trying to say is, hold on for a second. There we go. Sorry about that. But it takes, what I'm trying to say is, here you have Cozy Glow and everything she did, from associating with Turek to even manipulating Turek himself, because it takes Twilight rewording or doing reverse wording and psychology on Turek to make him realize, yeah, you're stuck here with us. Like, yeah, we're stuck here with you, but in turn, you're stuck here with us. And how does she exemplify that? By having Pinky do what Pinky does best. Basically annoy someone to the point that they'll help, especially if it's an enemy. Anyway, long story short, Cozy Glow felt no remorse. I mean, everything she did, she took the magic, and by doing so, she nearly caused mass murder. I mean, come on, the moment the magic disappeared, what happened at the beginning of the episode? Every non-Pegaside flying pony or creature, on every non-Pegaside or dragon, lost lost the gravity below them and fell through the clouds. Even the one that came up with the spell, Starlight Glimmer, lost her ability to stand on the clouds because she lost her magic. The point is, doing all that, going as far as she did, lying to the freaking student body, if you will, playing up being so innocent and all that, doing what she was planning on doing, and sending the magic to who God knows, well, not God knows, but to make it more appropriate for this, to Celestia and Luna knows where. Here, all because she felt that, hey, if I do this, ponies are going to come to me for support, or ponies are going to want some support. They'll come to me, or I'll go and comfort them. They'll start trusting me, and thus through that trust, I will gain power and I will become empress. Or whatever. That was basically her plan. Get rid of the magic. Ponies have to flock to someone for support. They flock to her. Boom. Instant power in her minds. And yet, like I said, even in defeat, did she feel remorse? No, because she was still planning on doing it elsewhere. That's why she got the punishment that she did. Now, do I hope they do a follow-up on this in season 9? Absolutely. It's like I said before. It's like I said in another video, and I think if I pop it up here somewhere, let me see. Yeah, it's where I talked about the fans overall so far, that is until we see the reaction videos, of the finale. I basically said that, some fans complained about the pacing, how it was rushed at times. And I said, well, if you take a look at how fans felt the same way, and basically what I said in that video is I said, look, fans felt the same way about Magic Mystery Cure back in season 3. They felt that was rushed, with Twilight going through what she did, becoming an alicorn, having a parade, welcoming her in as the newest princess. And then you had Twilight's Kingdom, which was, I think, not Twilight's Kingdom. What was the other one? Can't remember. Let me look this up, guys. Oh, Princess Twilight Sparkle. That's what it was. It was followed up with Princess Twilight Sparkle is what it was followed up with. That's what it was followed up with Princess Twilight Sparkle. That's what it was followed up with. So despite the fact that fans complained about the quickness of Magic Mystery Cure and how we were just got to boom, boom, boom. According to Megan McCarthy, despite how you feel about her on the series, basically said that was just the first of a 3-parter, and the other 2 parts were going to be in season 4. So, fans complaining about how rushed the finale was, especially the second part. Something tells me, and hopefully this happens, because why would they end the episode the way they did, or the finale the way they did? Something tells me this is going to get continued on in season 9's premiere, thus in a way giving us another 3-parter or a possible 4-parter when you connect part 1 and 2 of the season 8 finale with maybe part 1 and 2 of the season 9 premiere. So think about it that way. Think about it from that perspective. We might get more answers at the beginning of season 9. But yeah, when you compare the two, characters like Sunset and Starlight were willing to give friendship a chance and willing to be redeemed and willing to get that help to find themselves and to embrace that friendship that they wanted, that they once had, or they felt they would never have. And look what happened. Both have become better for it, despite how you feel about Starlight, despite how some fans feel about Starlight. Sunset is a great example, and Starlight's following suit in that. So, there you go. So, yeah, there you go. I mean, again, you got to look at the fact that Cozy Glow did not feel any remorse. She didn't. I mean, like I said, she mocked 3 of the freaking elements. And if that doesn't show you that someone has no remorse, I don't know what does. And I still believe that, and I still believe that basically, how do I put this? I still believe that, in a sense, Cozy Glow might be more than what she is. There's this theory going around that I have, and some people have even followed suit on that with, what is it? With the message boards. And they've pretty much said the same thing. They've pretty much said, you know what, something just doesn't add up about this Cozy Glow. She doesn't seem, it basically feels like she doesn't seem to be who she says she is. And a lot of fans, and some fans like myself, are thinking, wait a minute, could she be a lot older? I've come up with the theory that she's basically probably a Pegasus, an adult mare Pegasus trapped in a filly's body, and that perhaps she might have a connection to Starswell. Maybe she's his first student, besides Celestia and Luna. We don't know. And hopefully we'll get answers in season 9's premiere. But yeah. So yeah, did Cozy Glow get the proper punishment? Hey, if she doesn't want to feel any remorse, of course she did. Because think about it this way. You may not like the idea that a filly got trapped in Tartarus, but how about the fact that you could think of it as the cage she was put in was kind of like a juvie cage? Just thinking. Anyway, no offense on that. But anyway, yeah. Cozy Glow getting the punishment, the Tartarus punishment, while others like Starlight and Sunset and, Stygian, with courtesy of the Pony Shadows, did a lot more. Oh, yeah, the other one they did show was Nightmare Moon. That's what I was thinking. Luna did a lot worse. The thing is, they were corrupted. Starlight was just emotionally broken down. She just didn't know what else to do. And yeah, but they were all willing to take that second chance, and they were all willing to accept the punishment if they failed. So there you go. That's why, so there you go. That's why, if you want to think about it, Cozy got what she deserved in the eyes of many fans. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty much about all I want to say. I do want to, although, first of all, show off a few things that I did get. I think I did show these off already in a small video, but like I said, I recently got this. I've had my eye on it for a while. It was actually, like I said, I've had my eye on it for a while. This was actually $24.88 when it came out. It went down $5. This is the Singing Rainbow Dash that was advertised and actually shown in a display case over at San Diego Comic-Con in the Hasbro section there. So it's pretty nice to have. Like I said, I might do a review on it probably this Friday, seeing as I'll have this Friday off. And then, of course, I ended up getting this. It's my first EQG one. But these were more promoted and hyped up than I think the previous ones. Because a lot of people said that these were, I guess, a lot more closer to what you see in the show. And the fact that neither one of the other previous EQGs ever had the ponified version of who they were. And as you can see, you have Sunset Equestria Girl, And then on the below, you have Sunset as herself as a pony. So yeah, it's pretty nice to have. And they're all lined up. It's like above the shelf where I got it. They're all lined up. You have Sunset, you have Applejack, Rarity, Twilight, Rainbow Dash, Pinky, Flutter, and Twilight. So they're all there, which is pretty cool. And like I said, it's supposed to be more representation of what the characters are in the show. So it's really nice to have. And of course, if you look in the back there, I do have a Sunset Shimmer plush, courtesy, very show and character accurate there, courtesy of Olay Factory. That's Olay Factory. That's OLY Factory. So yeah, I have a Sunset Shimmer. So yeah, I have a Sunset Shimmer right there, courtesy of Olay Factory. And then of course, the other one is this. This is the 2-movie for this collection, 35th anniversary edition of My Little Pony, as we have both the 2017 My Little Pony movie and the 1986 My Little Pony movie right there. You can see on the back, now available on Blu-ray for the 1986 one. And the racial aspects on the high definition for the 86 one is 1080p high def. You got a 4x3 full frame and 1.33 presentation. And you have English 2.0 DTS HD mono audio. So yeah. And the runtime is 86 minutes. It's got a nice little slip cover. So pretty cool. And then, of course, there you go right there. Now, I know you're probably thinking, well, why didn't they do this originally when they released the movie earlier this year onto Blu-ray and everything? I don't know. I think they just decided, you know what? Let's just... I'm guessing they wanted to wait to the appropriate time, which was, I think, the middle of this year, to acknowledge it. But yeah, they could have done it back then. So here we have the Blu-ray of the 2006 film. And the Blu-ray of the 1986 film. And then the DVD of the 2017 and the DVD of the 1986 as well. And you know what? It says 30th anniversary, which would have been 2 years ago. But I didn't see My Little Pony, the movie 1986 on Blu-ray. I didn't see it. So I'm guessing what they did is they just probably copied the same thing that they had for the DVD. And just instead of having the DVD logo, they put Blu-ray logo on there. I'm just saying. But yeah, I did get it. So I'm pretty happy about that. And yes, I'm going to be getting season 7. Don't worry about that. So, and yeah, I got some other stuff as well. I got School of Friendship, pet care class with Fluttershy and Starlight. And then I got the collection pack with Rarity, Sweetie Belle, Applejack, Apple Bloom, Rainbow Dash, Scootaloo, and Spike and Pinky right here. This is the collection pack on that. On the School of Friendship collection pack, which both of those were Walmart exclusives. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, that's really all I'm going to say, guys, on this live stream. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. You know, just thought I'd come out here, talk a little about, you know, My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, talk about the upcoming special, and talk about a little bit about people discussing their mixed reaction about Cozy, being put in Tartarus, and why Starlight or any others like that have been redeemed didn't face any kind of similar punishment. It's like I said, if Crystalis ever gets caught and she's unredeemable, as she's shown at the end of the season 6 finale, then yeah, she'll end up there too in Tartarus. So anyway, though, that's really all I'm going to say, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I know sometimes when I do these live streams, they're just, like out of nowhere. It's like, oh man, all of a sudden there's a live stream where, but that's just how I am. I think the reason I do it more live than anything, like on the moment or at the moment or at that time, is because, if I do an upcoming one, I may not remember it's upcoming, or I may not make it on time. Stuff like that. So, issues like that. So, yeah, thank you all for tuning in, guys. I really appreciate it. And if you guys did miss out on the live stream, check it out once it's uploaded and give me your thoughts on what I have to say. Take your time. Hopefully you take your time in watching and listening. So that's all I'm going to say, guys. So till next time, God bless. Take care. And I am out of here. Peace out.